Patrick's Day all. As you can see, I'm all decked out and I have a green labeled beer. It's not Irish, unfortunately, but it's American. But I'm going to make up for that because I am going to be making a Irish pub dish tonight. No corned beef and cabbage here. I like making a coddle, but it's too time consuming, and this one, it's different and it's exciting. I'm going to be making a fisherman's pie. And you might be wondering, what's a fisherman's pie? What's in it? I'm about to show it. So basically everything we have right here is going to go into this. It looks like a lot, but it's really not. We're going to have a layer of cod on the bottom. Then we're going to have a wine cream sauce, and we're going to have a layer of sauteed mushrooms, a layer of sauteed shrimp, and then right on top a nice layer of creamy mashed potatoes. So it says to start with the cod first, but knowing this is going to take a while, I'm going to go ahead and peel these potatoes and dice them up and get them going before we do anything. Alright, we got our potatoes all diced up and they are boiling away now. Preheat your oven to 350 at this point. We already got ours ready to go, and so now it's the pan. You take a little bit of oil, not too much. You don't want to, you just want to spread that around, just enough so that the fish won't stick. Maybe a little more than that. I wasn't generous enough. Looks good enough for me. And then we're just gonna take our cod here and start layering it down there on the bottom. It doesn't have to be the prettiest, but just do the best you can, get it spread out, try and make an even layer on the bottom. Ours is going to be not quite as tight as it could be, but you know, we're working with what we got here. Maybe if I can unravel a couple of these, but it'll still do. I'd say that's probably good enough. That, and then just, you know, salt and pepper both sides to taste. I like a good bit of salt on my stuff, and I am pretty big on pepper too, if I can get it open. Just, yep. Alright, actually, since the other side's going to be down and cooking, I'm just going to go ahead and leave that as is. And for this step, take some wine, and yes, I know there's a screw in my wine. I don't own a wine cork remover, but I am resourceful. So you just pour enough wine to, down there on the bottom, just about, just enough so that there's a layer down there. You don't want too much. So that should do, and now we got our fish ready, and we're gonna go ahead and throw her in the oven for 25 minutes or so, just enough to cook the fish and get us ready for the next steps. So timer on for 20. Oven does not want to work for me. I promise, that's my first beer today. You know what? I'm just gonna eyeball it because I can't get our oven to work. But now I'm sauteing our mushrooms here. So we've got our skillet there on. I'm just gonna toss a decent bit of butter in there because I like a decent bit, and I think it gives it a nice creamy flavor, but that's just me. So I'm gonna be pretty generous there. And yep, then we're just, you know, simple saute. I'm sure if you're watching a recipe, you probably know how to manage that. Just let this melt down a little bit. And then after we saute these, we can get the shrimp on, but I was a little hesitant on this recipe being a fish pie, but you know, mushrooms make everything better, especially sauteed mushrooms. So let's just see how she's gonna work. Just toss them on in. And just the right size to fit on. Okay, so we got our mushrooms all sauteed and set off to the side. We're going to start with our shrimp. Same thing, simple, easy saute in butter. Got our butter going, ready. And just drop our shrimp right on in. Shrimp cook really fast. This is probably the quickest part of the process. And just, get them all spread out evenly and let them go ahead and cook. Alright, so our cod is ready. We're going to go ahead and just pull it out here. And I'm going to try and very carefully do this. It's probably not going to work, but pour this cooking liquid right into there. All that wonderful coddy goodness. Ooh, shoot. Not a problem. The cooking liquid's the important part. This stuff can stay right there in our much smaller than before layers, but that's okay. Go ahead and close your oven for now. You're not going to need it. Next, get your pan hot if it's not already, and grab about 4 tablespoons of butter or so. Just get things going. Because we're working on the sauce, which hopefully will be delicious. We got that going. No longer need the butter. Put that away. And with that butter, get about a 1/4 cup of flour or so, because we're going to make a roux. And go ahead and just let that. I've not made a lot of roux in my life, I'll admit, but we will figure it out together. Sounds like a plan. Assume that's how it's supposed to look. If not, I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments. Let that just cook a little bit. My fiance is giving me looks behind the camera that is not in fact how my roux is supposed to look, but you know, it's not going to be the end of the world. While I've got a moment, I'm going to find a whisk. And I know where nothing is in this house. Oh, no whisk needed. Thank you, Angela. That'd be my lovely fiance. What would I do without you? That is about the face she made when I made our entire kitchen smell like fish. Alright, so my fiance has decided to take over on the roux because I may have burnt that batch. Who knew not to put the flour in right away? Apparently her. You know, maybe I just got stage fright. I wish I could say that, but maybe she's just better at this than me. See, that is much more technique than I showed.
We need more butter, sir.
Okay, we'll grab more butter, man. Ever the optimist.
I'll make a mess.
Yeah, well, it's our kitchen.
What are you putting in next?
Alright, so next we toss in our coconut milk. Now we just slowly put in that cooking liquid until it's nice and pretty. Pretty being a goal, not necessarily the end result. Definitely does it more confidently, right? It's starting to look like something. What that something is, hopefully it's sauce. Alright, we're going to keep that on heat and let it thicken up before we move on to the next step. So our sauce is all ready to go. We just need to mash some potatoes real quick because they've been done for a little bit. And I'm making a big mess. Here, actually, I'll go ahead and just do the rest real quick so we can get that done. So we got our cod there. It shrunk a little bit, so it's not going to take up the whole pan. So it's going to be more like a 1-layer pie than a 2, but it'll be all right. So we just go ahead and let our sauteed mushrooms take up some room in there, and then we toss on our sauteed shrimp. Try and take up some room that wasn't covered by mushrooms, because like I said, pan's not or too big. Okay, and then we take our lovely sauce here. And we just put that right on top of there. Look at that beautiful pour. That looks delicious. And while this hangs out over here, we can get back to the ever important mashing of potatoes. Because what is an Irish meal without properly mashed potatoes? Okay, so we got our potatoes done, and now the last step is we just go ahead and let these cover this up. You want a nice, good layer over everything because we are going to get a bit of a crisp on this. Hopefully that is the goal. Because it won't look like a pie if it's just potato. It's got to look like a crust. I'm guessing this isn't something I'd make on the regular basis if you can't tell. Thankfully, I have my lovely fiance behind the camera in case of emergency because I don't want to burn our kitchen down. You think I'm being humble, but no, I would probably burn things down without her. I have all kinds of cooking knowledge, but practice is not a strong thing of mine. We didn't cook a lot in my house growing up. Mom's favorite meal to cook for us was called grab it and growl, which meant I worked all day, go find something to eat. I'm tired. Alright, so let's just... Oh, and we added some coconut milk to our potatoes just to get a little creaminess. It didn't call for it, but it's supposed to be like a mashed potato, and that's how we make our mashed potatoes around here. Well, not really with coconut milk usually, but it'll work. This is a little uneven, but like I said, that has to do with the pan. Okay, let me just smooth this out a little bit more. It's spreading to the other side of the pan a little bit, but for a home cook who's not familiar with this dish, I'd say that looks all right for the pre-cooking phase. If you'd like to zoom in on it. Hopefully after we cook it, it'll get a nice color to it. We're gonna do this for about 15 minutes or so. Toss her back in there. Alright, so we let them in a few extra minutes, even bumped it up to 450, but they're not quite crisping up as good as we wanted, but they look decent to me. I just don't want to dry out the fish because that's the important element. I mean, Alright, so there she is in all her glory. I think she looks alright. I mean, we probably could have got a brown on there, but it wasn't worth drying out the important ingredients. But now comes the important part, the taste test. Alright, babe, if you could go ahead and taste it, because you are who I'm cooking for. Ignore the trash can in the background. I mean, cooking makes a mess.
It's good.
Which piece did you try?
Potatoes and mushrooms. Oh, that's good too.
Could you get a little piece of cod in there? Since that is the base of it.
It tastes like wine sauce.
Good. I guess it's my turn now. Alright, let's see what I've made here. Get a little bit of mushroom. That's good. Shrimp good, but I need a nice bite of all of it together. It's probably gonna be hot, but that's tasty. It all goes together real well. This is a good pub food, and it's gonna make a good dinner for us tonight. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and be safe tonight, guys. I know you'll probably be out drinking, but just crash at your friend's house and have a good time. Thanks, and have a good night.
Don't drink and drive.